Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is called Steel. It's high time we went over the main school building and see what we can discover here with all the people walking around. And of course, we have to pick our 3 bonding events before moving on with the main story, which is of course the orbal bike with Angelica and of course the old schoolhouse. So I'm hoping that before the end of the day we can go into the old school building and maybe start fighting a little bit there, because I'm in need for more mirror and the occasional level that comes with it, of course. Oh, Sunday school is in session at the church today. I hope that Rudy is paying attention. I find myself worrying about him from time to time. He tends to get carried away with everything he does. Sunday school is in session at the church today. Alright, so let's go to the janitor first, since he's the only one in this corner of the building. And I've still been thinking a lot about who to pick for the 3rd bonding event. Part of me really wants to pick Toa, but I can't see her as a future potential person to join our party, so I feel reluctant to waste 500 linking points on her. So I'm leaning towards Elliot. And hear me out. The reason for that is mainly because he's the only character of an entire class that hasn't had some sort of character development or anything like that. So we don't know really too much about him, so that may be a good one to choose from. So when we get to him, we will watch the bonding event, and after that event, we'll decide if we'll make it stick or if we're just gonna switch it up to someone else, like Alyssa or Toa. Some students have already started their club practice for the day. It's nice to see young'uns these days are so full of energy. Well, if everyone's gonna be using the equipment, it better get going on some maintenance. It's nice to see youngs these days so full of energy. I should make sure all the equipment they'll need for the club is primed and ready to go. Just like a proper janitor should be busy with. That's a quick run from one side of the building to the other. Ooh, Conifer's room. I think this is actually the first time we're in here, isn't it? We're just about to hold a meeting. Why aren't we using the student council room, you ask? Well, we use this room for the more important meetings, wise guy. I didn't know, so that doesn't mean I'm a wise guy or anything, just inquisitive. So, first thing on our agenda is the pool, and then after that... Nice work today, Rean. Are you looking forward to the midterm results announcement as much as I am? It sounds strange to say it, but I am. You're looking pretty busy for someone who's just finished their midterms though. You bet! And now that the year's halfway through, we've got a lot to discuss. So much in fact, that we even reserved this room just to discuss it. There's the Academy Festival, someone wants to use the swimming pool next month, and there are a zillion other events. Man, I guess it isn't easy being a student council member. I think you're the last person in the world to actually take this advice, but try not to overwork yourself. I guess I'll consider it. Thanks, Rean. She's just as busy as ever. Maybe there's something I can do to help. Not right now, you can't. The time for a meeting draws near. It is my duty as an upper-class student to carry the academy upon my back. It truly isn't. Student council work is split up pretty evenly among us, but that just means that we're all busy all the time. It's tough for us to have everyone attend one meeting. Alright, let's prepare for Toa. Alright, let's look at the event and see what it's all about. Is there anything I can help you with? I've got some spare time if you seem swamped. Really? Oh, that'd be great. It just so happens that our usual note taker is home nursing a cold today. Would you mind filling in for her? No problem. If there's one thing I can do, is write notes. And so it fell to Rean to jot down every idea, both helpful and harebrained, raised at the student council meeting. After a short parade of exchanging names, shaking hands and slightly too long eye contact, he got down to business. Well, that should cover everything on the agenda. Someone will be here before we know it, so I think the pool should be our highest priority. Agreed. We'll get right on it. We should decide who will be handling each task while we're at it. Then allow me to take care of the arrangement regarding the pool. I'll get our documents sorted out and hand them to the requisite instructors. You mean it? Ah, thanks. Let me know if anything comes up. Oh, speaking of which, do we have any updates on what we discussed last month? Just a moment, please. Allow me to gather the necessary documents. She's so good at her job that even the upper class students are hanging on her every word. I guess you didn't just charm her way into office. Several similarities, riveting discussions later, the council meeting drew to a close. Oh, thanks for all the help today, Rean. You really didn't need to stay and help me clean everything up, but I'm glad you did. You're always doing so much for us. I'm just trying to return the favor. But you're really something, you know that? That meeting had a ton of stuff to sort out and plan. And you made it look so easy. You're like a human student notebook. Thanks? I think you might be exaggerating a bit though. I couldn't get a thing done without the rest of the student council. Not a thing. Really? You probably saw it during the meeting. We were able to sort everything out because everyone brought their ideas and opinions to the table. I sit in my fancy chair and act out my role as president, but they're the ones doing all the heavy lifting. I never would have thought of it that way. If I'm being honest, I don't know if I'm really being suited for being president. But if everyone believes I am, there's no way I can let them down. Even if I can't meet all their expectations, I want to show them that I'm trying. Wow. I guess that is the best anyone in your shoes could do. Still, Toa at least got that much to guide her. Maybe if I knew what I wanted to do, if I had that kind of purpose, maybe I'd know what kind of man I want to be. Rean? Boop. President Toa stood on her tiptoes, straining with all her might to reach up and gently pinch Rean's cheeks. What are you doing? Sorry, you looked so stone-faced there for a second, I couldn't help myself. Your first year, you need to get ahead of yourself. You got another full year here to figure things out. Wait, you're not psychic, are you? I know how hard you've been working, Rean. I can see it as well as anyone else, if not better. I don't know what has you so worried, but your answer will come in time. Just take things step by step. I guess? No, you're right. Deep down, I know what she's saying is true. If I start getting desperate, I'm just going to paralyze myself with fear. I will still have a lot more stuff to clean up and put away. But once we finish, I'll make us some tea. That is one way to get me to hurry up. Thus, Rean and Toa finished their cleanup and sat down to enjoy a lovely cup of tea together. Yeah, and the fact that I'm not getting any points afterward is the reason why I'm so reluctant to stick with these characters. Even though some of them are really amazing, the fact that she booped Rean, really lovely. Oh, thanks for the hand, Rean. You're the council's favorite student right now. Just remember, don't push yourself too hard. Muscle in one big sis Toa's territory, and she'll put it into your place. Why do we feel more threatened than thanked? Yeah, do not underestimate Toa. She is very resilient. But yeah. Let's head over to the rest of the building. I've been informed that you'll be investigating the old schoolhouse today. Be sure to make use of what I've taught you in class. Prepare for every eventuality and proceed with caution, understood? Understood. I'll get in contact with the Lieutenant General myself. I'm sure that he will consider the current state of affairs when making his decision. Sounds interesting. I received another report of odd noises coming from the old schoolhouse. Based on what we've learned last month, it's highly likely that the building structure changed yet again. Please, take care during your investigation. there's simply no telling what might happen. I received another odd notice report coming from the old schoolhouse. Please take care of your investigation, there's simply no telling what may happen. Yeah, no slight concern of our group that we'd be in trouble or anything. That's how much faith he has in us. I can't even be bothered with grading these. I could write a program to do it for me and save myself some hassle. It won't take too long if I start with the code from the image recognition program I wrote a while back. No good can come of this. Yeah, being so lazy to write a program to judge your papers, even though creating a program will probably take even longer than just outright grading the papers. Yes, Makarov, slippery slope. Computers exist to make our lives easier, right? I'd be crazy not to take advantage of that. Alright, time to get coding. I see in your face traces of both exhaustion and relief. That's exactly how it should be. Examinations are a chance for you to push yourself to your limits. Take your results to heart. If you are dissatisfied, you must simply increase the effort you're putting in. Speaking of dissatisfaction, I haven't seen your instructor around anywhere. She has exams of her own to grade. One can only hope that she hasn't decided to disregard her duties in order to go out boozing. Unbelievable, to think that one instructor could do such a thing. No, I think she's out for official work, so don't worry about that.
Only 2 first years managed to answer every question correctly. Do expect too much of my students? Maybe I've made my questions a bit too hard.
No kidding, the last question was especially ridiculous. I guess I'll have to study harder next time.
The students have done pretty well, averagely. Could my questions have been a little bit too hard?
Okay, no new ones. Because I don't have other people in my party to actually make the new recipes, so he'll have to wait until after the old schoolhouse investigation. Everyone's looking as they've had a large weight lifted off them now that the exams are drawn to a close. But, as is often the case, that feeling of relief can lead to foolish behavior and even accidents. The last thing anyone wants is to spend their free time stuck in bed with some sort of terrible injury. Try not to let your post-exam relief cloud your judgment. That goes double for the entirety of Class 7. Nobody wants anything to go wrong while you're in the old schoolhouse. Don't worry, I'll make sure.
So much food, so much pain.
I was so happy that the exams were over that I wanted to eat a ton of food to celebrate. Yeah, we've all been there, buddy. We've definitely all been there. Alright, that was the first floor. Second floor it is. Alright, no one on that side. You know what, I'm gonna go to the roof first. Yes, I thought so. Nobody here. Not seeing anything on the benches as well where I can potentially interact with. I do like the fact that looking down from here, that all the people are where they're supposed to be. That is actually loaded in, not like it's some standard view or anything. This game is beautiful.
Hey Bill, this flute isn't working.
Try blowing into the mouthpiece, Mint.
Oh.
Everyone's a bit out of practice after those exams. We all need to get back into the swing of things. That goes triple for Mint. Yep. Always go over the basics, because if your basics are okay, the rest will follow.
Oopsie. Guess I got a bit carried away now that my tests are done.
Everyone seems so much more relaxed now that the exams are over. I'm feeling pretty good too. I'll try to play some new pieces.
Speaking of, I wonder what Ellen's up to. Maybe I'll pay Ellen a visit. I need to ask him why he's been trying to avoid me.
I get a feeling it has something to do with his competition against Patrick and the nobles. That maybe because Bridget is a noble, he stopped seeing beyond that fact instead of just looking at the person that Bridget is. Even though Bridget is really into Alan. Nothing relaxes me quite like the cradling a violin in my hands. Especially since I never had much of a chance to play during our midterms. Yeah, most clubs put their regular meetings on hold while exams are going on. You seem pretty happy though. It's that obvious, huh? I'm planning on pretty much spending the entire day just playing. After not playing for so long, I'm out of form, so I need to get back into it. I'm kind of interested in seeing him play. Not yet. Oh, I didn't have much chance to get into a violin time during our midterms. After not playing for so long, I'm out of form, so I need to get back into it. I'm kind of interested in seeing him play. Let's see what it is. Would you mind if I listened in? Oh, be my guest. I need to get ready though, so just hold on for a bit. That actually sounded really nice. He is pretty decent, isn't he? So, what do you think? I'm impressed. And I would have guessed you'd taken a break for midterms if you hadn't told me. You mean it? Ah, good to hear. It seems like you're really enjoying yourself when you play it too. I can practically hear your love for music in every note. Ah, cut it out. You're embarrassing me. Oh, by the way. I've been wondering about this for a while, but you're a musician yourself, aren't you, Rean? Kinda? What tipped you off? Just a feeling I had. I can't really explain it, but it's like I can tell if someone has the slightest bit of musical experience. The slightest bit is right. I used to play a lute for a while back home. But that's pretty impressive sense you have. You're really on another level when it comes to anything musical. I think you might be exaggerating just a little bit. Not at all. Most people wouldn't pick up on something like that. It shows the extent of your passion for music. That is something I respect. Passion isn't enough though, not in music. If I want to get better, I'm going to need better equipment. But given the compromise, I can't even ask for that. What compromise? Well, it's nothing, don't worry about it. But it's nice to confirm that you do play an instrument, Rean. We should play together sometime. I've got a lot of rust to work off, but I'd like that. Great, I'm looking forward to it. You know what? I am gonna keep this, because we're learning a bit more about the reason he picked Thors Academy. It's a really minute piece, but the Dutch touch upon it. The fact that he had to compromise in order to get there instead of attending the musical academy. So yeah, I will keep this one in. Lately Margarita's been putting more enthusiasm into her cooking. Is it because we're done with exams? Well, either way, you won't hear any complaints about me. Alright, so he's saying the same thing, but Margarita is gone now because of the side quest. So I think we made a good choice to coming here based upon the cookie hint. Vivi decided it would be a good idea to compete for the highest exam score. She claims she has a special punishment in store for whoever loses. So now, in addition to exam stress, I'm terrified about whatever she's planning. And you should be, because she is very terrifying. Honestly, I'm more worried about Vivi's test score than my own. What could she be scheming? And trust me, no matter who wins, she will scheme something. Our midterms gave me a chance to come up with a clearer image of what I want to paint. I'm not planning on submitting anything to the contests or competitions though, so for now I'll focus on painting for myself. That's a good stance to have, guys, but you should use a little bit more colors. This 50 shades of grey stuff really doesn't suit you. I'm feeling pretty confident about my performance on our midterms. Not especially concerned about how high I ranked, but I hope our class scores well overall. I really do hope so as well. Everyone is running around going about their test scores like there's something important, but in the end, test scores are merely numbers, and as such, they are inconsequential to my art. In the end, test scores are nothing but numbers. I had planned on cleaning the club room for a little bit now that I've finished grading exams. You can imagine my surprise when I came along to find everyone already here. Truly, nothing makes a teacher happier than to see students so dedicated to their work. The art club has been blessed with some truly devoted members. Of course, the same could be said of all other clubs as well. Thors has no shortage of dedicated students. That is really true. Ooh. She's trying to get some extra studying in on the computer? Very impressed, Alyssa. Isn't this classroom usually locked? It is, but I checked it on a whim and it was open. The janitor must have forgotten to lock it after he was done. I see. So what brings you here? Well, I got into an argument with Ferris earlier. She started asking me all these questions about my last name after she found out about Sharon. And you ran off here. How many times am I gonna have to deal with this? She seems pretty upset. Maybe there's something I could do to help her out. Not yet. I got into an argument with Ferris earlier. This is going to make the next lacrosse meeting awkward, to say the least. Alright, let's see if we can help her out. I'm probably not the best person for this, but do you need someone to talk to, Alyssa? It's better to let these things out than bottle them up. Rean. Thanks. Whoops, I knew I forgot to lock up. There we are. Wait, did he just lock the door? Seems like it. I guess we're locked in. My luck keeps getting worse and worse today. At least it's not nighttime or anything. I'm sure someone will come by before too long. That is true, but... so it's Rean and me here in the dark, behind a locked door. No, Alyssa, focus. This is all Sharon's fault. I wouldn't even be here if Ferris and I weren't arguing about her. Isn't that a bit of a stretch? You wouldn't say that if you knew her. She always does this. Imagine living with someone who knows nearly everything about you, but never thinks about your feelings. On top of it all, she's always taking Mother's side. Like she did when... When what? Oh, Sorry, I shouldn't have tried to pry. Even so, you don't really dislike Sharon, do you? I mean, I can't say I dislike. It's kind of hard to dislike someone who's been a permanent fixture in your life since you were a kid. See what I mean? If she's going to be at the academy anyway, you might as well try to make the best of it. Besides, she's sort of like an older sister to you, right? Siblings aren't always easy to deal with. You're right about that. But still, I wouldn't kill her to think about me a little more. Not a moment goes by in which I don't think of you, Lady Alyssa. Well, she is pretty good at her work if she noticed that Alyssa was locked in here. Sharon, what are you doing here? Whenever you are in need, I shall be by your side. After all, isn't that what an older sister is for? She knows how to make an entrance, I'll give her that. I can't believe she heard all that. Oh my, I didn't interrupt anything personal between the two of you, did I? I would be more than happy to lock the door again and leave the two of you to whatever it was you were up to in here. Oh, don't even joke about that. Rean and Alyssa reached link level 3. Cover and auto tear? Interesting. And in all honesty, I really like this scene. But will we give up Fee's bonding event for Alyssa's? I think I would. Because like I said, this is a really nice one to see the interaction between her and her maid. And I think it works well at this point because we just got introduced to her. Yeah, I'm gonna keep Alyssa in as well. I really can't let my guard down around you, can I, Sharon? Whatever, I'll let you off this time since you unlocked the door for us. I would undo any luck for your sake, Lady Alyssa. After all, I want you to think of me as an elder sis. Oh, stop that, it's embarrassing. I would do anything for your sake, Lady Alyssa. After all, we've been together for so many years, we're practically family. Oh, I feel a little bit better now that I've gotten that out of my system. Thanks for listening, Rean. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, like I said, this is also a really good scene. Compared to the others we've seen so far. Meaning we only have 2 more bonding events to go before we head over to the mandatory quests. Which is of course at the engineering building and the old schoolhouse. So I'm guessing we're gonna show Fee instead of picking her. Because I really want to do Laura's one as one to pick just because of how awkward she's been being lately. But I think it's gonna be an important one. So yeah, let's head back to town and watch at Fee's bonding event. Hey, what's with the stern look, Fee? Oh, turns out I'll be growing some flowers for the club. But I need to go get those tools. I see, sounds tough. Kind of rare to see you this serious about something though. It happens sometimes. Yeah, let's give her a hand for now. Would you like me to help you out? Sure. Have fun. I wasn't offering to do it for you, Fee. Aww. Given how many types of plants there are, you've got no shortage of options. Have you got an idea of what you want to raise? Yep. Fee took a small bag filled with seeds and showed it to Rean. Oh? What are these? Flower seeds. Don't know what they're called though. Someone gave them to me when I was in the Corps. I had them ever since. Ah. Do you know how you raised them then? Yep, they told me how. They were kinda joking about raising them with love. I don't know if that was a joke. My mom says the same thing about the plants she grows in her kitchen. So does Edel. I don't know much about love though. Then maybe it's the right time for you to try and raise them. But man, your core sounds so different from the image I've always had in my head. How so? The way you tell it, it sounds like one big family in a sense. I always thought Jaegers were, well, a bit more violent and bloodthirsty, I guess. Maybe I was just being narrow-minded though. Can't blame you. Everyone's more concerned about the negative reputation Jaegers have than anything else. There's some people who can't even accept their existence. I think she's referring to Laura right now. What do you mean? Nothing. Let's hurry up and buy the tools and fertilizer. Good idea. I've never seen those seeds before, so let's ask Jane some advice on the best way to raise them. Rean and Fee bought the tools and fertilizer they needed, after which they made their way back to the Academy's flower bed to plant the seeds. That should do it. They should bloom in a few months if I raise them right. I hope they grow up big and strong. Me too. Also, thanks for the help. Anytime. Cover and counter attack. Well, we'll get to everyone's level 3 eventually, that's fine. They should bloom in a few months if I raise them right. I don't know if I can though. You'll do fine, trust me. I suppose. Alright. That means we only have one bonding event left. Let's go to Laura. I wonder what she's gonna have some trouble with. Oh, hello Rean. It's rare to see you here by yourself. What's up? I actually found myself rather interested in the store wares, so I decided to browse for a while. I'm surprised how enjoyable it's been. Yes, let's see if we can pry out of her. Why is she so awkward towards V at the moment? Mind if I join you? Feel free. Maybe this would be a good chance to have you tell me more about the things being sold here. Well, I don't know all that much about them myself. They have a wide variety of items here on display, most of which I'm unfamiliar with. Which leads to a question I'd like to ask of you, Rean. What sort of goods and accessories do girls my age tend to like? What? I ask you well because I've noticed there's a significant difference between myself and the other girls here. For example, I went shopping with Monica recently, only to find myself searching for equipment to keep my sword in shape. Meanwhile, Monica was fawning over cute accessories and like... Doesn't this prove that I'm rather strange? Well, you're from a different class background for one thing. That's a difference between you already. But even amongst the other nobles, you are a little bit different. Just as I thought. But this is of no issue. If there's something I lack, then all I need to do is take the opportunity to learn. Now then, tell me, which of these items here will most likely grab a girl's attention? I mean, I'm not exactly an expert on the subject, but Mishi here really does the trick. Rean grabbed the cute mascot plush that was sitting on the shelf. How about this Mishi plush? He's a pretty popular character over in Crossbell. Fascinating. He's certainly charming to say the least. But how about this? Laura grabbed a strap with a blue-haired, muscular man attached to it. This doggy character has a rather gallant look to him, doesn't he? A doggy plushie. Oh, that's amazing. He's referenced in the Trails game. I'm 100% sure that most girls wouldn't have any interest in him. Well, not as an accessory at least. Maybe as an actual person, yes. This is more challenging than I had expected. Rean and Laura ended up looking at an assortment of products appealing to Laura's unique tastes. In the end though, they ended up purchasing the Mishi plush. I couldn't be more grateful for your assistance, Rean. If it weren't for you, I would never have purchased something so nice. Not a problem. Still, my grasp on what other girls my age like remains tenuous. It seems I have a long, harsh path ahead of me if I'm ever truly to know. You know, you don't have to force yourself to be like everyone else, because you aren't like everyone else. You are who you are, and that's exactly why we like you. You give me a lot to think about today. Let me thank you once again. I'd like for us to go shopping again if you ever have the time. Sure, it would be fun. I like Laura. I do. Alright, let's see what she has. Cover and cover. Which can, understandable, like, looks like a melee skill. Alright, that is all for all the events. I feel kind of relieved thanks to part of you. We should do this again if we get a chance. Definitely. Alright, so I want to have a quick look on linking. Sometimes defense partner from an attack, halving damage, so this is really nice. Sometimes heals partner's HP when they're attacked, also very nice. And the rest hasn't popped up yet because we cancelled them out, which is fine. Alright. So I would say let's head for the engineering building to see our oral quest with Angelica. Could be very interesting. Okay, so no definitive reaction as soon as we get in, but the only two people we can talk to is what's gonna trigger the event. So yeah, and like I said in the previous episode, I'm really hoping we get to ride that bike. Oh, hey there, Rean. Thanks for stopping by. May I ask where Alyssa and Laura are? Those two lovely flowers would do wonders in brightening up this dreary old building. Let's not make Rean's life even harder than it already is. Sorry, I probably shouldn't think out loud. I still haven't talked to Angelica much, but she's definitely an interesting one. That aside, your request was for me to assist with testing out the orbal bike, wasn't it? So, what will I be doing? Oh please, I could hear you making those vroom vroom noises before you even stepped through the door. I was not, but wait, does it mean... Yeah, we want you to ride the orbal bike. Yes. Love it. Me? I can't deny that's what I wanted to be, but I never expected it actually happen. I'll give you all the juicy details when we're actually ready to test. Before we start, however, we want to make sure you have the time. So how about it? You ready to ride? Hell yeah. Okay, let's ride. Good answer. First of all, let me tell you a little bit about the bike. Everything you see here is something that Angie asked me to build for her. And because of that, the bike's been fine-tuned to meet her specific needs. In a nutshell, it's all Angie. The engine, the brakes, even the handlebars. I see. As you might expect, she and that bike are practically symbiotic. When she's on it, she's a sight to behold. But because we've tuned it specifically to her, it's become a little bit too tough for anyone else to handle. Think of her as an unruly horse. There's no denying she's a fine bike, but she doesn't play nice with strangers. Right. I'm really hoping I make it through this alive. Oh, don't scare him now, Angie. Crow's ridden it just fine. But I suppose he's been working on this bike since we started too. Compared to him, you're a complete beginner. Which is great. You'll have a more objective opinion after you ride. Well, I guess it makes sense why you asked me then. Feeling a little nervous, are we? Hey, let's head over to the highway. Looking cool, Rean? So, what are Towa and Crow doing here? Angie and George told us you'd be doing this, so I came along to show support and take some time off work. My reason isn't quite as sweet as little Towa here. Like I said before, this bike's at least partially my baby. Think of me as an overprotective father, making sure you don't mess up and hurt my girl while you take her out. Thanks. Crow, you're making him more nervous. Oh, don't worry, Rean. Just ignore everything this guy says. I do, and it works great for me. We can rebuild the bike, so stay focused on keeping yourself safe. Right, thanks. Do you have much experience riding horses? Actually, yeah. Then you shouldn't have any trouble then. She's a whole different beast, but the basics of riding are the same. So, have fun. Thanks, Angelica, that helps. I won't let you down. Okay then, that should just about everything you need to know. I think I get it now. The 3 things you want me to test are starting up the bike, shifting gears, and coming to a stop, right? That's right. We want to see how you handle everything. Let me give you a few pointers. You might not really get them until you're on the bike proper though. Hit me. First of all, you can't ride if you can't get moving, so let's talk about how to get started. Starting the engine is simple enough, but how smoothly you ride off will depend on how well you can operate the bike's clutch. Once you shift into first gear, open the throttle and then slowly and steadily release the clutch. Release the clutch slowly and steadily when I start moving. Okay, I'll try not to forget. Next up is switching gears. Before switching gears, make sure to pull in the clutch quickly and firmly. Once you shift gears, release the clutch slowly and steadily, just like when you're starting up. I can do that. The last thing you need to worry about is stopping the bike, which you probably want to know how to do. When you want to slow down, release the throttle and apply the brakes to both wheels front and back. You're going to want to give each one a different amount of pressure though. Apply the brakes strongly to the front wheel and slightly to the back wheel. That should bring you to a smooth stop. Strongly to the front, lightly to the back. That's a lot to remember, but I think I can do this. That's the way. This is all about learning through experience and getting used to riding on the fly anyway. So, what do you say? Ready to go? You bet! Do I actually need to ride a bike myself? Actually? Alright. Hopefully I won't fail. Right then, first is starting up the engine. Wow, this is pretty intense. It kind of reminds me of how I felt when I first ride a horse. Right, let's push those nerves to the side and get going. Okay, so I pull the clutch level, shift to first gear, twist the throttle. Now I've done that. All I need to do is let go of the clutch and I'll be moving. Angelica told me how to do this, so what exactly did she say again? Slowly and steadily. Smoothly? Ah, now we're talking. This is great. There he goes. I can't wait to see the look on his face when he gets back. He's gonna love it. Hopefully. Yeah, you're looking natural, Rean. 100%. Wow, this feels amazing. I'm amazed at just how stable and smooth the ride is too, considering how heavy it is. I think I'm using the speed now. Let's try switching gears. Right now, first I need to roll off the throttle, and then I need to pull in the clutch, change gears, and then release it. I think the release was also slow and steady, right? Like, change gears was firm and concise, and releasing it was slow and steady. Angelica told me I had to handle the clutch in a specific way during all of this. What was it again? Pulling quickly and release slowly. I think that was the case, right? Alright, I need to pull in the clutch quickly and firmly and then change gears. And after that, I need to release the clutch slowly but steadily. I think that was okay. There we go. Perfect. He's really going fast. If he gets into an accident, he's dead. But I think that's part of the excitement of riding a bike. Ah, going this fast really does feel great. That's why Angelica loves this thing so much. Well, the fun's gotta come to an end, and eventually it's probably about time to stop. Obviously, I need to hit the brakes, but how much pressure do I put on them? Strongly at the front, lightly at the back. Pretty sure Angelica said strong on the front brakes and light on the rear brakes. It stopped almost exactly where I expected it to, so I guess I did it right. This thing is incredible though. It feels like I'm still riding along even though I'm at a stop. But I guess I gotta snap out of it eventually. The others are waiting for me. I better head back now. Yeah, instead of turning around, he's going straight ahead, so he's gonna take the long way home, I bet. Welcome back, Rean. Well, how was it? I'm amazed to say the least. The sheer speed, the engine's vibration, the feeling of the wind you're riding along. I've never experienced anything like it. No amount of horse riding could have ever prepared me for this. Just wow. I guess you got some potential. Look at this guy. He's trying to act all calm and composed, but his face is just screaming, "Let me go back and ride!" Plain as day. Seems like you handled it really well too, based on your report. I have to admit, I didn't expect those kind of results out of you. It's a pretty unwieldy machine. It's even more impressive considering it was his first ride with her too. Nice to know that I could have a worthy rival waiting in the wings. Not everyone can get that much praise out of Angie. You should pat yourself on the back. It's a real honor. Now we need to hear some more detailed impression of each phase. But let's do that back at the engineering building. Good plan. Aw, they're having so much fun with this. Maybe a bit too much. Thanks, Rean. The info you gave me should come in handy. Glad I could help. I think she Be much more stable right from now on. I had to make sure to tell Alyssa's mother about everything we learned today if they end up mass-producing orbal bikes. Alyssa's mother is the chairman of the Reinford group, isn't she? I didn't know you were familiar with each other. Well, the Rogner and Reinford families share a good relationship, actually. Oh yeah, they're both big names in Ruhr, right? Yeah, Angie's dad is one of the group's biggest shareholders too. Wow, they are pretty close. Well, now you know. Alyssa's mother provided the engine and a number of other parts for the bike too. Ah, so that's how you got your hands on everything. That's right, although whether or not Reinford will actually mass produce the bike is an entirely different matter. Their biggest goal is to turn a profit, so the only way it's happening is if we can show them it would make money. Which is why we're currently trying to make it into something that the masses can handle. And today, you were a big help in getting closer to that goal. Wow, I'd love to see that happen. Looks like you get it. I get my first impression of you were right on the mark. Oh, I haven't properly thanked you yet, have I? Thank you for helping us today. Here's a little token of my thanks. Ooh, a dragon vein. Are you sure about this? This seems like a very valuable quartz. Of course, I'm sure you'll be able to put it to good use. Well then, Rean, thanks a lot for your help today. I'd like it if you could help us out next time we need a hand too. I'll cancel my plans as soon as you ask. Yeah, he loved that bike, definitely. You'll be happy to know that based on your input, I started tweaking the parts that I can change. Looks like I'm gonna be busy with this one for a while yet. Now that I've seen you give it a shot, I want to go to ride it myself. I hope George finishes those modifications soon. Alright, so that's it for the orbal bike quest, which I said, I love it. The fact how he's riding that bike and the whole animation, I really do hope that, maybe not in this Cold Steel, but in one of the other three, at least based upon what we did here, we might be able to get a bike as an actual mode of transport. Would be really cool. Alright, one thing left on this free day, the old schoolhouse. So we're not gonna completely do this, but at least open it up so we can walk around in it and fighting some monsters. The front doors are locked. This will be our third time going down into the old schoolhouse. The layout has really shifted around last time, so I better finish everything up and prep before heading in. Should we get the show on the road? After you finish exploring the old schoolhouse, the time of day will advance to evening. As a result, all daytime bonding events and quests will expire. Use the schoolhouse key anyway. Because we definitely did everything. This feeling, it's like before. There really must be something down in here. Anyway, let's get this party started. Everyone from class 7 said they are willing to come along. Now, who should I call? We have 5 open positions and 8 people. So this is the first time we have more people than... then we have an option to do. So I want to bring... Laura, of course. Macias. Elliot. And for support... who would be good supporting characters? I think... And not just for supporting characters, but other people that we can put in our party as well. I would say Gaius and Alyssa. Just seeing as the other 3 we've had in our party during the Berea Heart session. Yeah, I think this will be a good setup. Yes! Right, let's go. Everyone ready? Ready whenever you are. I've heard about the things you found in your previous trips down here. Don't worry, I'll keep up with the pack just fine. Alright, I'm counting all of you. After what happened last time, there's no telling what we're in for, so keep your wits about you, everyone. Yeah, but we can already guess what's going to happen. A new level is going to open up with the elevator. that's one we need to explore. So this is the elevator I've heard all about. It certainly raises more questions than it answers. Another light has lit up on the main panel too. Look like we're gonna go down as far as the 3rd floor now. When did this happen? Could this device possibly work? What's powering it? Anyway, let's check out what the 3rd floor has in store for us. We need to investigate whether anything else has changed this month. And in case you're wondering, in between the episodes I will go to the other floors where we had the opportunity of a little bit of fishing, so we can do it there as well, just for a little bit of extra points. But for now, let's go straight to floor 3. So, this is the 3rd floor, and a massive door much like the others. I think it's fair to assume that we'll find stronger monsters lurking inside. Yeah, I think we can safely assume we're not headed in for a picnic. Alright, let's be careful out there, everyone. Alright, and of course we have a healing station here if needed.
It's time to begin our investigation.
Definitely, guys. It definitely is. Alright, we see more water here, so I'm pretty sure if we look around very closely, they will find some other fishing spots. But yeah, come to think of it, it seems to remember the instructor saying something about our combat links before the exam began. Something about using them at a more advanced level. I believe it was something to that effect. She mentioned learning to be more aware of each other's presence, affording us to be more effective cooperation. Yeah, I'm not totally sure what she was getting at, but I bet we'll figure it out soon enough. We should keep what she said in mind while we're fighting. You can now use the Rush Link attack. A powerful link which consumes a bravery point you gain from repeated assist attacks. Press Y when link attacks appear. Okay, so basically we accumulate points, and if we can choose at what point we can do an extra attack, just to push the fight into our own advantage. But we'll see plenty during the next episode as we go through this entire dungeon, figuring out what we need to do here, fighting monsters and such, and all that kind of goodness. But like I said, that's gonna be next time. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time as we explore the entirety of the old schoolhouse and see what's at the end of it. And between the episodes, I will prepare for it. But until then, bye bye.